We've seen a lot of wrecked lives in bars, and a lot of people in bars with wrecked lives, and I don't want to talk about Sis being one of them or anything. One time, this guy, we're sitting there watching him drink in a bar, and he's drinking 12 drinks. He orders 12 drinks, and the bartender brings them. And he starts drinking them real fast, real fast. He's drinking them one right after the other, and the bartender walks up to him, and he says, "Hey, buddy, what's wrong? What are you drinking so fast for?" And the guy says, "You'd drink fast, too, if you had what I got." And the bartender says, "I'm sorry, buddy, what do you got?" And the guy says, $1. We sold enough CDs here yet where we can get out of here or what, you know? Okay? We saw this one poor guy sitting at a bar stool by himself. Remember that night, Sis, in, when was that, Livingston, where there was nobody in the place? Yeah. And there's one little lady at the bar, and that's all. And the poor guy was drinking, and he looked at the lady, and he mistook her for his wife. And he goes up to her, and he grabs her from behind, and he gives her a big kiss. And she turns around and slaps him, and he says, "I'm sorry, ma'am. You look just like my wife." And then she says, "You disgusting drunk slobberer, son of a bitch." And then he says, "And you sound like her now, too."
Clean. Clean.
What do they want, man? I'm giving them, like, you know, our best stuff here. Pair of jumper cables walk into the bar. The bartender says, "Don't start anything." Baby Seal walks into the bar, and the bartender says, "What can I get you?" And the Baby Seal says, "Anything but a Canadian club." Guy walks into a bar, sits down. Guy walks into a bar, sits down next to a lady sitting there with a dog. Once again, a dog. And the guy sits down, he looks at the lady and says, "Does your dog bite?" And the lady says, "Never." So the guy reaches over to pet the dog, and the dog bites him. And he says, "I thought you said your dog didn't bite." And she says, "That's not my dog." What was that joke I told before this one? I'll tell it again. I got a better one. You remember what that was? I didn't know the punchline yet. Jeez. Man walks into a bar with a slab of asphalt under his arm, and he says, "Give me one and one for the road." Guy walks into the bar, walks up to the bartender and says, "Give me a beer before the problems start." The guy brings him a beer, bartender. So he drinks the beer and he says, "Give me another beer before the problems start." He brings him another beer. After 5 beers, the bartender says, "Hey, you need to pay for some of these beers." And the guy says, "Okay, now the problem starts." Well, we only got a few more jokes here to tell tonight before the glass camels come on. And Sis is pointing at the table here saying we need to sell the CDs. We had an arrangement to be paid for this gig, but has anybody seen Bubby Moenty? He said he'd be here. If we're not here by 11, then by 12. But, you know, we're very moved to be asked to appear at this event. And we want to pay special attention to a guest last time who we appeared here for his birthday. Dave Henderson, and I understand that he was that he was shot that night. Dave? Dave Henderson? He did survive, didn't he? Am I bringing up a bad thing here? Anyway, if Dave Henderson is here, we're glad you survived, and if not, there's not much we can do about it. But Sis, do a little drum roll here for a second. Sis is, I don't know where we'd be without him. All the good work the doctors have done on him. And speaking of doctors, we'd like to close out our routine tonight with our tribute to the medical profession, who has obviously helped Sis so much. Sis was a great vaudeville drummer back in '62, and after our act split up, after I was caught up in that, it was in this little inspection sticker thing, and Elizabeth well, you can't sell them, okay? It comes down to that. I did 4 years in Rikers. When I come out, I don't know where he was. He doesn't know where he was. He doesn't know where he is. I don't know what happened to him, but I'm glad to be working with him again, but this is probably going to be our final appearance together tonight. We've told all the jokes. We've played 5 gigs now, all the way from Florida to New Jersey. We don't need this. We already had a career. Okay? We were on top when most of you people was little ideas in your parents' minds, okay? We've appeared on the stage with Toady Fields, all right? We did the telethon in 62 to 2:30 a.m. slot. Us and Chad Everett. We don't need this. Okay, they're gonna buy the CDs. Okay, they're gonna buy the CDs. All right? He says, what is the price? 1 for 10 or 2 for 25 or something like that. I don't know, something like that, some kind of deal.